Okay, so today is going to be our second James M. Creed episode, and the first episode where we covered his music was actually episode one of the channel, so the first chat episode I ever did, and now over 200 episodes later, we're looking at some of his piano studies, and I believe all of these are available on Bandcamp. I guess I'm just gonna, yeah, there's six of them. I'm just gonna go through them one at a time. The score is freely available on his website, last I checked, so. So study number one, hold unicorda pedal and sustain pedal and play these really high chords that are slowly descending, all white notes. Just a little something for the family piano that none of us play enough anymore, seeing as I'm back for a little while. Study number two is sort of, you have to fill it in with a pencil. There are many pianos in the world. I am here with this one today on September 15th, 2025. We've met before this meeting. It was made by Henry Herbert, or made by Mason and Rich in I don't know when, but it is brown. It has 88 keys. I don't know how many are black, but you get the idea. It is however many inches wide. Its highest C sustains for half a second. It is however many hands tall. Its middle C sustains for 16 seconds. It had sausage for breakfast, and I will give it steak for dinner. It is lunchtime now. Here is some coffee. I'm brewing coffee at the moment. So the third one is sort of about um, all pianos being connected to one another, and this idea of them forming some sort of like network of roots. And uh, there's like this plaque which kind of explains the concept, which you're supposed to affix to your piano. And then you sort of just sit there and think about, like, try to listen to the other pianos in the world kind of thing. It also kind of instructs you to play whatever you like. Um, so it's very much about the headspace of the performer. It doesn't really matter what they play. Um, then this one uh, is also kind of, it's more about like time. So it's about like having a piece that you've performed and then not performed for a long time, and then playing the first note. I guess you have to remember what the first note was, and then hearing the rest of the piece in your head while you hold that. Um, so the first two studies are like the second study was a bit more playful. These next two are a little bit more serious, or at least more intellectual. Then the fifth one is kind of interesting. It's like really long, um, and it involves like playing these little notes in the middle of the piano, right around middle C, holding them for long periods of time and breathing through a C harmonica at the same time. So the rhythm of your breathing is sort of like either lining up or not lining up with these 5 second intervals that you're playing, um, which is kind of more bodily than the other studies. It's sort of like making you aware of your body. And then the sixth one is just the first one, but reversed. The text is a little bit different. Like we're the last awake on New Year's, and it's been a good one. Um, so the first one was about family, kind of, and looking back, and then the last movement is about also about family, but more so about like This we could be any sort of community, and looking forward, kind of looking back a little bit too. Um, and then I won't read through all of this, but uh, I think it's interesting that Creed acknowledges they could be performance pieces, but they're more like nice things to do or nice ways to think of things that we're doing already. Um, so I don't know what I'm supposed to get out of listening to them, but they're up here on Bandcamp, and you can see the longest. They're all pretty long actually, but the longest ones are on the at the beginning and end of the whole series, which and those are the ones that are most explicit. Um, Link to this in the video description. Hopefully, my just grazing through it here is helping you get to know the piece a bit better, giving you some context. And if you're more interested, I would encourage you to just go on James's website and download the score and just like read through it because it says a lot about his style and his approach to composing. So with that, I'll see you in God, like maybe an hour, maybe 40 minutes. Okay, so I thought this was a really great piece to start the series because it's a piece sort of about pianos and really got me thinking about the instrument. Um, yeah, this recording is kind of takes an interesting approach. Um, I felt like some recordings were more successful than others. Like for study number, I want to say 4, there's like almost a big interview with a performer, which I don't know if that really works. Because the previous two were presented in such a more straightforward way. It's literally just a recording of someone like writing on the score and filling these blanks and cutting out a piece of the score and taping it to their piano. Like literally just recordings of the action. Um, Whereas this, it took a bit of a like meta kind of turn, and I don't know if it worked in the scope of the album. What really struck me was this fifth study. This was like really powerful, and in my opinion, it was sort of the strongest like movement as a recording. Maybe it wouldn't be. Maybe some of these other ones would be stronger, like if you saw it as a performance art thing in person. But I mean, I was really taken with the sound of the reeds of harmonica, like blending with these very spare piano notes, and you could almost program this piece on its own, the fifth study. Whereas the other ones, I don't think really stand on their own. I think all the other studies work better in the context of the whole thing. Um, so yeah, that's that. I think the next piece is probably going to be Matthew Lee Knowles. I have a lot of piano scores by him, and I don't know, it's going to be something like 40 pieces that have recordings. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit of a daunting series right at the start. Um, but I'm also excited because there's so much great repertoire to look at, and so many composers have poured their hearts and souls into this instrument. And yeah, I'm excited to get this sort of intimate knowledge of different artists.